Hello, Voidlings. So I decided that I wanted to do something that we could work on together over the course of the year, kind of. I wanted to do a Zodiac series, which, as far as Zodiac series are concerned, is definitely like a favorite of artists all over the world. And this might just be my little art void take on such a series. And we're starting in March at the beginning of the Zodiac, which begins with Aries. And I thought it'd be appropriate to start now. So here we are. I wanted to do something, kind of blended some of my favorite things together, which are beautifully saturated colors and dark, creepy themes and beautiful things such as flowers. That's where we began. I didn't really have much of a plan. I just kind of felt through this sketch. It tends to be kind of my preferred method right now. Probably just because it's spring, I'm feeling good about stuff, and I just want to have some fun. So we're going to have some fun together. I've slapped down a quick sketch, threw down some colors for the background, the kind of the vibe or saturations that I kind of thought might be good. Obviously, these things are subject to change as we work along. But for now, this felt like a good spot. I'm hopping into the skull area right now and just sort of laying down some colors. I already know that this skull's not perfect, and I really am trying to hit the target of the feel of the piece. So much of this particular video is just feeling that out, slapping some colors and shapes around. Does this feel correct? Does this feel right? As you can see here, completely messed up the horns, and I noticed it a little late. So I went back in and really tried to follow the other one that I like so much, and then resketched it, kind of repainted it a little bit. Again, I'm just going for a feel. At this point in the way that I work, this isn't the time for me to get really tight, get really exact. I find that when I want to keep a lot of movement and energy in a piece, it's better that I don't spend too much time really trying to narrow down all of the focus. There are projects that I do that in, especially some of my professional ones, where I really need it to be tight and clean and very precise. And doing a lot of planning beforehand does save a lot of time. But in a piece like this, I'm more willing to explore and kind of feel it out intuitively. I think there's merit for that, and I like to make space for it even still. This isn't a professional project for me. This is something fun. And I do believe in that free space of having fun that I can experiment, play around, see what I like, what I don't like. If it's really bad, I'll just paint over it. It's one of the glorious things about working digitally, or actually in traditional media as well. If you don't like it, change it. And I pretty much live by that when it comes to making art. I wanted some really bright colors. I went to something kind of marigold land, evoking fire, as is the Aries element. I really kind of liked that nice shift between like purples and yellows. They are complementary colors on the opposite side of the wheel, and I wanted to kind of play within that sort of opposites attract spectrum. The body of the beast, whatever this strange fairy tale like beast is, I wanted to have a kind of push-pull with cool and warm tones, and just sort of kind of started shaping. I just wanted to start shaping the feel. What colors am I choosing for my shadows? I didn't necessarily want them to be what I would do typically as far as shadow placements are concerned. Really wanted to make them extreme, really push them out of my comfort zone. That's what most of this was. I made his little tail, fiery as well, matching that mane. And I've used a selection tool area just to kind of help me speedily slap in these variations in color without having to over worry about doing too much cleanup on the other side. Obviously, I'll have to do all the edges, but for the most part, I just wanted to go ahead and block some stuff in, like I said, to explore and play with the piece. The lighting in this piece is not 100% known to me yet, and Honestly, that's a problem. And it's one of the things that I wish I would have thought a little bit more about. But what I am kind of leaning towards as a afterthought, which developed about now, as you can see as I start dropping in some lighting, is to have the sprout small plant or flower that's kind of hovering magically in this creature's hand that's dripping this water down into this orb or bubble. I wanted the light to kind of come from there. So I started to do the leg in that manner to kind of help myself give some direction to where it's coming from. This does mean that I'll have to kind of reassess the skull's head later on, which that's fine. I already know I want to shape that, make it a little bit, less derpy, maybe, if that's a word I'd want to use for it, perhaps. Also decided that I wanted to go in to add some fur to the legs, something kind of satyr-like. That felt appropriate. And I was trying to figure out how much of that orangey, fiery color that I wanted to carry on throughout. I really like the strong contrast up around the head, and I know if I add too much of that in, it's really going to pull it away. So I was trying to pay some attention to that, but I think even now, even watching this after I'd found a stopping spot for this part 1, I could really go in and push that some more, and I probably will. That's also one of those benefits of taking some steps back, having a sense of getting away from the computer so you can kind of review things with a fresh eye. It's exceptionally good to actually just walk away from things and come back. So even now that's occurring, and it'll continue to do so. So you can see it's sloppy, it's messy, it's just having fun. But there's a lot of energy in this piece, and I look forward to finishing it. So I hope you enjoy the journey with me, and I hope you stay tuned for all the cool things we get to do in this tiny series. Try drawing your own drawing for Aries month. Aries is an elemental fire, and I think it'll be a lot of fun if you decided to draw along with me. We could make some cool artwork together. So feel free to like, subscribe, ring the bell on your way out, and hey, leave a comment and tell me what you're thinking about drawing. Until next time, Voidlings, see ya!